Hello guys, welcome to the biology revision. In this biology revision, we will continue with the revision and we'll be looking at genetics. Okay, so we are going to look at the genetics and there was a question which came in 2019 GCE, and the question was question 5. Always genetics comes on question 5 from section A. So the question was like, two adolescent learners were not sure how the sex of a fetus is determined and wanted to try by engaging in sexual relationships. So two adolescent learners were not sure how the sex of a fetus is determined and wanted to try by engaging in sexual relationships. So A, Roman numeral 1, explain the sexy determinants of the fetus. So a Roman numeral 1, explain the sex determinants of the, so answer we are saying the sex of a fetus is determined by the type of sperm cell that fertilizes the egg. Okay, so the sex of a fetus is determined by the type of sperm cell that fertilizes the egg. An egg always carries an X chromosome, while sperm can carry either an X or Y chromosome. So if an X carrying sperm fertilizes the egg, the fetus will be female, XX. If a Y carrying sperm fertilizes the egg, the fetus will be male, which is XY. Yeah. So this is how sex is will be determined of the fetus. So the male uh, sperm have got a two, X and Y, but only one of these should fertilize the egg. The eggs will always have X. All the eggs that the female produce will always have X's. Okay, so meaning that if the sperm comes, which is uh, carrying X chromosome, it will meet the egg carrying X chromosome, and the XX will form female because the cells in the body are for female. So it will be female. I mean the sex cell are for female are XX and for male are XY. So if an X carrying sperm fertilizes the egg, the fetus will be female. If a Y carrying sperm fertilizes the egg, the fetus will be male XY. Then we go to the next question, which says use a genetic diagram to illustrate your answer. So we are saying parent genotype, for example, the genotype of the parent, we know the parent genotype is male and female. Genotype meaning their physical trait. Their physical trait is that there will be always a male and a female. Then when we go to parental genotype, the genetic makeup or the allele they have for their sex, the male will have always XY, which crosses with the female, which will have XX. Then the gametes or the alleles which are there that are going to cross separate, it is either they are separate. So for the male, XY alone, and for the female, XX. So now in answering, instead of using a cross diagram that we are always used to, I decided to be using what we call a Punnett square. So a Punnett square is like this. So what we are going to do, we'll have parent, we'll have male here, and then female here. Okay. So what we are going to do is to ensure that we distribute the male gametes here will be one here X and another Y here, and then okay, so there was an error here, so this one should be female, this one male. So let me correct. Okay, so I've corrected female here, male. So the female chromosomes will be XX like that. Then the male chromosomes, or rather gametes, will be XY. So here we had X, then here we had Y. So they are crossing, meaning that how do we cross now using a Punnett square? A Punnett square, we want to have genetic makeups for the offsprings here. So here you contribute X and this X comes here. Here also, or here this X contributes and this X contributes to make the genetic makeup of the offspring. Then here also the X will contribute, the X will contribute, and here the X will contribute and the Y will contribute. So now what does that mean? So it means that offspring genotype are 1XX here and 1XY. So there are actually 2X, XX and 2XY, but because they are ratios, we said 2 into 2, 1. So X1, 1XX and 1XY. What I'm saying here is we have X and X. So we are supposed to have XC, X, 2XX. Then here we have XY, XY. We are also supposed to have 2XY. So because 2 into 2, 1, 1. That's why we ended up having offspring genotype, which is 1XX and 1XY. So what does that mean? It means that offspring genotype is XX is female and then XY is male. Okay, so this is the diagram. So this shows that there is actually 50% chance of having a female child, which is XX, and 50% chance of having a male child, XY. Like when a man and a female are having intercourse, when fertilization occurs, there is a chance for having a female child, which is 50%, as well as another chance for having a male child, which is also 50%. Okay, that's what it means here. So we move on to the next question. The next question came in 2017, and this was question 5, which says Mrs. Mumba delivered a baby girl in a certain hospital. Mrs. Mumba has blood group O, and the father to the child, to the girl, has blood group AB. Mrs. Mumba sues the hospital for giving her a wrong baby whose blood group was O. Okay, so I'll read again. Mrs. Mumba delivered a baby girl in a certain hospital, and Mrs. Mumba delivered a baby girl in a certain hospital. Mrs. Mumba has blood group O, and the father to the girl has blood group AB. Mrs. Mumba sues the hospital for giving her a wrong baby whose blood group was O. So the question says, M, explain using a genetic diagram why Mrs. Mumba would win or lose the case. Okay, so in answering, we have to understand that Mrs. Mumba has blood group O, and then the father has blood group AB, and then the child or the girl has blood group O. So how come the mother has blood group O, the father has blood group AB, then the child has blood group O? So before we answer this question, we must understand the alleles that determine blood group. So we have 4 blood groups, first of all, to begin with. So you need to know we have 4 blood groups. We have A, B, then AB and O. So these are the four types of blood groups. Then there are also three alleles which determine these groups, namely we have A, allele N, allele B, and allele O. So these are alleles that determine these blood groups here. So the way these combine themselves will determine which blood group they make. So for example, if someone is blood group A, the alleles are either, for someone to have blood group A, either the alleles are AA, two of them, or the person has A and O. So this is homozygous blood group A. This is heterozygous blood group A, meaning we have two different alleles, heterozygous. Here we have same type of alleles, homozygous. So this one is homozygous blood group A. This one is heterozygous blood group A. So these are the ones that will determine blood group A. Then blood group B, the alleles are either BB like this. So this is homozygous blood group A, or you can have BO, which is heterozygous blood group B. Then the blood group AB, it's allele either AB, just AB, so it is heterozygous AB. Then blood group O, the alleles is just OO, so it is homozygous blood group. O is always homozygous blood group. AB, it is always heterozygous AB. Then blood group A is either homozygous or heterozygous, and blood group B is either homozygous or heterozygous. So now, having understood this, let us first learn how blood group work. Let's say we have a parent whose blood group A, homozygous blood group A, and the father, we have the mother, blood group A, and then the father blood group A as well. So let's say this one is homozygous and this one is heterozygous. So what happens if one of the parents is homozygous and the other one is heterozygous? So you see, in contributing the blood group to the child, the chances are that if this and this contribute A, and this one here contribute A, this one O, and this one contribute A, and this one contribute A, O, the chances are that they'll have two homozygous and then two heterozygous blood group A. So two homozygous blood group A and then two homozygous blood group A. So if you have one parent who is heterozygous blood group A and then another parent homozygous blood group A, the chances are that they are 1-to-1 chances of having a child with homozygous blood group A and a child with heterozygous blood group A. Okay. Then let us look at another possibility. Let's say we have still blood group A and blood group B, and then this one is homozygous blood group A, and this one is heterozygous blood group B, and then they are mating. So this one contribute A, this one B, this one A, this one B, I mean O. Then here you have A, B, here you have A, you have O. So what does it mean? If you have a homozygous parent or a homozygous blood group A with the heterozygous blood group B, so the chances are that they will have one or two they will not have actually blood group A or blood group O. They'll have two uh, uh, two heterozygous blood group AB and two heterozygous blood group A. So if you have um, this and that, this is what you are going to have. Okay. Then if let's say you have blood group B, which is this is not blood group B. Okay, so here I did not edit properly, so this is blood group A, and then this is blood group A as well. So let's change. So we have blood group A, heterozygous, with blood group A again, heterozygous. So what happens? So we have a child with homozygous, then another child with heterozygous blood group A, another child with um, blood group O. So this is the chance that gives us blood group O when we have heterozygous blood group A and then heterozygous blood group A, because this will provide AA, then here we have A O, then here we have A O, then here we have O here. So this one will be blood group O, and this one blood group A heterozygous, this one blood group A homozygous, this one blood group A heterozygous. Then another condition, let's say we have blood group O, blood group AB. So what happens? Blood group O, it is always homozygous. These are the alleles. Blood group AB, it will have it is always heterozygous, which is the A and B here. So when they are crossing, we have AO, here we have BO, here we have AO, and then here we have BO. So we have now this child will be heterozygous blood group A. This one will be heterozygous blood group B. This one will be heterozygous blood group A. This one will be heterozygous blood group B. Okay. So if you are having AB and then homozygous, not possible that you can have a child who is what? Who is blood group O. So now let's now look at now the question which says explain using a genetic diagram why Mrs. Momba would win or lose the case. So we are saying answer Mrs. Momba would win the case. So we are saying explanation, when one parent is blood group AB, a couple can never have a group O child. Yeah. So when one of the parents that are marrying each other has a blood group of AB, then the possibility that they will have a child with a blood group O does not exist as far as biology is concerned. So now, using a genetic diagram to show that, so say parent genotype, we have the father whose blood group is AB and mother blood group O. Okay, then that is what it is in their blood group physically. Then in their parental genotype, so blood group AB, it is always controlled by allele A, B. Then blood group O, it is controlled by homozygous blood group allele OO. So now the gametes that are crossing are these. These are the gametes available. So when we use a Paneti diagram, we have father, mother. So father alleles are here because father is blood group AB. So we'll have blood group AB for the father. The alleles will be here for blood group B mother. Alleles will be here. So for the father, we'll have B and A here. And for the mother, it will be OO. So father, AB, mother OO. So here they'll contribute each other. There will be AO. Here again we'll have B and O. Here we'll have AO. Here we'll have BO. Okay. So now the blood groups of the offspring, the chances are that I've seen the chances are that they'll have A O, which is a heterozygous blood group A. This one B O, it is a heterozygous blood group B. This one A O is a heterozygous blood group A, and this one B O, it is heterozygous blood group B. So they don't have a child with that blood group O here. For them to have a child blood group O, they must have OO. Okay. So now, in conclusion, we are saying blood group alleles. Like you see that for AA, for blood group A, it should have AAO. AO. Blood group B alleles are BB or ABO. Blood group AB, it's A. Then blood group O, it is OO. So from here, you see, we don't have OO. So we are saying possible offspring genotype are these. We have this one and this one. So we have this. It's the same. This and this are the same. That's why we have put just one. This one and this one are the same. We have just put one. Now, possible offspring genotypes: blood group A, blood group B. So this one is for blood group A. This one is for blood group B. So we are going to say it is genetically impossible for a couple with genotype B, A, B, like blood group A, B, and blood group O to produce a child with blood group O genotype O. The child must receive one allele from each parent, and the father AB does not have an O allele to pass on. Therefore, the baby with blood group O cannot be their biological child. Yeah. So B says what could have been the correct genotype of the actual father, like the genes. So in answering, we're saying to have a child with blood group O, which is O or allele, the child must inherit an O allele from both parents. Since Mrs. Mumba is group O, meaning she has O alleles, the actual father, meaning she'll get one from the mother. Then the actual father must have at least one O allele. His genotype could be either the father should be this to give one to make that child like that group, blood group A, heterozygous, or he can have blood group B, heterozygous, to contribute this. So we are saying or blood group O. Then we go to the question which came in 2018 GCE. Question 5 says two farmers, one with a pure breeding black bull and the other with a pure breeding white cow, decided to cross their cattle. The black bull was crossed with the white cow, and all the resulting offspring had a coat color called roan. Okay, so what we are hearing is that there were two farmers. One had a pure breeding black bull, and the other also had the pure breeding white cow. So they decided to cross the pure breeding black bull with the pure breeding white bull. Now it was discovered that the the black bull was crossed with the white cow, and all the resulting offspring had a coat color called roan. Now the question is, using letter B for the allele for black coat color and capital W for the allele for the white color coat. Roman numeral 1, show the genotype of the offspring. So if this one is a pure bleed, this one is for black coat color and this one is for the white coat color. And since both are pure bleed, it means pure bleed simply means they are carrying homozygous genes for the trait they are carrying. So the trait for this one is black bull. So meaning in terms of color, since it is a pure bleed, it has a homozygous black, and this one, since it is a pure bleed and it is white, it is a homozygous white. So if these are the alleles, it means they are both. They will have BB and this one will have WW. Okay, that's what it means. Now, so in terms of black bull genotype, it will be BB. White cow genotype, it will be W. Offspring genotype will be BW, to be confirmed by cross. So in answering, we are saying genotype of the offspring will be this. Why? Because this one brings BB and this one brings W. So meaning all the offspring will be getting, from here they'll get one B, from here they'll get one W. So the offspring genotype will be BW. And this, I think, is what they are calling as a RON. Now, if we go to the next question, it says, 2, explain why neither the bull nor the cow had their coat color expressed in the genotype of the offspring. In short, they are saying why the offspring would have W or BW instead of just BB or WW. That's what the question is saying. So explain why neither the bull nor the cow had their coat color expressed in the genotype of the offspring. So in answering, we are going to say the bull was BB homozygous black and the cow was WW homozygous white. Okay, so the offspring inherited one black allele, this one from there, and one white allele, making their genotype BW. Since the black and white alleles are co-dominant, both traits are equally expressed, resulting in a RON coat, which is a mixture of black and white traits. So what we mean by codominant? So in codominant, both alleles are equally dominant and they are expressed simultaneously in the heterozygous. So here you see that these alleles here, BB, they are dominant. That's why it's a pure bleed. These WW are dominant. That's why it is a pure bleed. So now, these dominant, they always express themselves in the offspring. So you get B here, you get W here. So meaning that no one will surpass the other one here. So meaning that it will form now a different one. So no one will surpass the other because this black is there, white is there. It's like you are mixing white and black. Now what color are you forming? For me, white like cannot overcome black, black cannot overcome white. They are both dominant. Okay, so that kind of having both uh, genes being expressed in a trait or phenotype, that is what is known as a codominant. So in codominance, both alleles are equally dominant and expressed simultaneously in the heterozygous. So this one will be now heterozygous. So this is the answer. So we go to B, using a genetic diagram, predict the chances of the second filial F2 offspring having a lone coat color when the parent black bull was crossed with one of the RON offspring. Okay, so they're saying using a genetic diagram, predict the chances of the second filial. Second filial meaning after the first generation, then the second generation. Okay, so they're saying using a genetic diagram, predict the chances of the second filial offspring having a round coat color when the parent black bull was crossed with one of the offspring. So meaning the parent black bull is carrying the pure breed black, then one of the offspring is carrying um, a non-pure breed, which is roan, because it is heterozygous. So now what we are going to do in our answering, we say parent genotype, we have black bull and roan offspring. So parent genotype, this is phenotype. Genotype, the black bull, allele BB, the roan offspring, it is BW. So the gametes themselves are these. Okay. Then using a Punnett table, what we are going to see is the roan bull will have these alleles here, and then I mean the black bull, then the roan bull will have these here. Then when crossing this one will bring BB, here also BB, here we'll have BW, and here BW. So this is what they mean. So this is it will show that one of the offspring would have a coat color. So in answering we are saying this is a, a Punnett square which we have drawn. So chances of offspring with brown coat color are 2 out of 4. So 2 out of 1, 2, 3, 4, which is 50%. Then we go to another question which came in 2020 GCE. The question was 5 again. Red-green color blindness is a sex-linked characteristics. Red-green color blindness is a sex-linked characteristics. So A Roman numeral 1 define sex-linked characteristics. So in answering, you say a sex-linked characteristics. A sex-linked characteristic is a trait whose genetic or whose gene is located on a sex chromosome, usually the X chromosome. Yeah. So a sex-linked characteristic is a trait whose gene is located on a sex chromosome, usually the X chromosome. Yeah, so there are certain diseases that that are caused by some genes that are going to be found on the sex chromosomes. So those are diseases or those traits that are caused due to some genes being found on these sex chromosomes. Those are known as sex-linked characteristics. So sex-linked characteristic is a characteristic or trait whose gene is located on a sex chromosome, usually the X chromosome. Okay, now the second question was like, what can cause sex-linked genetic disorder like the red-green color blindness? So what can cause sex-linked genetic disorders like the red-green color blindness? So to answer, they're saying it is caused by a recessive allele located on the X chromosome. So this sex-linked genetic disorder like red-green color blindness, where a person cannot identify color green. What is caused? It is caused by a recessive allele being located on the X chromosome. Now, what does that mean? We are saying this is a genetic disorder where a person cannot distinguish between the colors red and green. Like red-green color blindness is a disorder where a person cannot distinguish between the green colors and between the colors red and green. The allele for red-green color blindness is recessive, while the allele for normal version is dominant. So like the way these alleles are there in human beings, so these alleles are there in us. Everyone has them, but it's just that if you are able to see properly, it means that you are carrying this allele which is dominant in you. That's why you can see green, you can see red, you can differentiate them. But if you are carrying this one here on your sex cell on your X chromosome, if you carry this one on your X chromosome, then what will happen to you is that you will not be able to see the difference between green and red. But if you are carrying this one, then you'll be able to see properly. So there are possible genotypes and phenotypes for red-green color blindness are given below. So I decided to teach you more. So in answering, the question ended here. So these are just extra notes I'm teaching. So these are what a genetic makeup of sex chromosome. So if you have XX is for the male. Now, these are the genes that exist there for red-green color blindness. If you are having these on both XX, it means you are normal. You can differentiate between green and red. If you are carrying on one chromosome, you have the dominant one, and then on the other chromosome, you have the recessive. You'll be able to differentiate. It means this one is dominant, has overpowered this one. So you'll be able to see. So this one is a female. Yes, sorry, I said the male, but it is female XX. So will be able to see normal. This one, carrier female, is having one gene X carrying that. So this person is a carrier but is normal, is able to see. Is not normal but can see green and red. But another female, if both genes have these recessive ones now, they've combined themselves together, meaning this female is color blind. So this is for color blind female. This female cannot see the difference between red and green. But for male, for female, for male XY, if you are carrying the capital, you are normal. If you are carrying the small letter, then you are color blind. So what does that mean? For male, there can never be a carrier. For female, there are two possibilities. 1, 2, 3. Normal, carrier, or color blind. For male, normal or you are color blind. Why? Because you just have one X and one Y. So if one X is affected, then you are color blind. If the other X is not affected, then you are normal. But for the female, you can have this RR, you are normal, capital R, one R capital, the other one small letter, then you are a carrier. If both are small letters, then you are sick, color blind. Okay. Then we come to B. A normal couple had a color blind son using the gene R for normal color vision and the gene R for color blindness. Write down the genotype of Roman numeral 1 father and Roman numeral 2 mother. So we are told that a child was found to have color blindness. Okay, so before we even answer the question, if the child was found to be color blind, well, the couples were normal. A normal couple had the color blind child. So these couples were able to differentiate red and green, both of them. So we can say, okay, they are normal. But they had a child who was found to be color blind. So now, between the mother and the father, who caused the child to be color blind? It is the mother. So the mother, even if she was able to see, she was a carrier. But the father was normal because from what we have seen now, the male can either have blindness or normal. But for female, you can have normal, you can be carrier, or you can be color blind. So now when they so you have to understand that before you even answer the question. So when they say now to say write down the genotypes of father and mother. So we are going to say answer. So these are the possible genotype which are there to help us. So if the mother is a carrier, it means we'll pick this one. A father, because was normal, has this one. So same father, this one, normal is normal. Then mother, it will be this one here. She is normal but a carrier, as she must have passed the R allele to her son. So that is that. So we have answered. The father is this one, the mother is this one. Then we go to question C. Using a genetic diagram, show how the son could have been born colorblind. So now we'll use a genetic diagram to show what happened now. So parent genotype, normal father, then normal carrier mother. Then these are the alleles that we are going to use. Now for the genotype, normal father will always carry this is the male. Then the mother carrier will always carry this one. That's why I put this one as a reminder. Then the allele available are these gametes, Then using the diagram or the table, the Punnett square, to find that the father will present this. Okay? Then the mother will present this. So they'll start crossing this one and this one, they'll just be there. Then we'll have this one and this one. So this one and this one. Then here we'll have this one. Here we'll have this one and this one. And here we'll have this one and that one. So we are saying there is a 50% chance that he inherits the X chromosome carrying the recessive allele, this one, from his carrier mother, resulting in the genotype, this one, which makes him color blind. So this one, the one which makes this son. So where did this one come from? Came from the mother. Okay, as the father was normal, so the father did not carry that one. Then we got to another question which came in 2020. It was 5 as usual. Roman numeral 1, state the number of sex chromosomes in the nucleus of a somatic cell of the human body. State the number of sex chromosomes in the nucleus of a somatic cell of the human body. So we are saying answer 2. Either XX for female, or you have XY for male. Now we are done with that. So that is the number of sex chromosomes in the nucleus of somatic cell. So in the sex state the number of sex chromosomes. So in the somatic cells, these are body cells. So in the body cells, our cells we are also carrying, XX. If you are a male, you are carrying XX. If you are female, you are carrying XY. So how many are they in total? Do you have sex chromosomes? You have 2. If you are female, XX. If you are male, XY. Then B, what is hemophilia? So in answering, you're saying hemophilia is a sex-linked disorder in which the blood does not clot properly due to lack of specific clotting factor. So that is hemophilia is a sex-linked genetic disorder in which the blood does not clot properly due to a lack of a specific clotting factor. It is caused by a recessive allele on the X chromosome. Then we come to B. B saying, using a genetic diagram, explain how normal parents for hemophilia can have a son who is hemophili- hemophilia, hemophiliac. Use symbols like this one and that one to represent dominant and the recessive allele. So also we have hemophilia as well, which is another sex-linked disease, which is which causes blood not to clot. Now, it is also determined by HH as the genes on the X chromosome. If you have this H, capital H, dominant, then you are safe. If you have this small letter, then you are, if you are a male, then you are sick, you have hemophilia. If you are female, then you are either recessive carrier, or if you have both homozygous, then you are actually uh, sick. So we are using a genetic diagram to explain how normal parent for hemophilia can have a son who is hemophiliac. Okay, so two parents are normal, then another one is hemophilia. They have a child who is hemophilia. So remember, for the male, he will always be either sick or normal. Female is the one who will be the carrier in this case. So in answering, we say, for normal parents to have a hemophiliac son, the mother must be a carrier. So the phenotype are these: father normal, mother normal, carrier mother. Then in answering, the genotype, genotype. So for the father who is normal, will have this. For the mother who is sick, who is a carrier, will have this and that. Then in the genotype, there will be this, the gametes, Then in this Punnett square, so the father will have this, then the mother will have this and that. So they'll contribute here, here, this is how they contribute here, this is how they contribute here, they contribute like that. Now, in the conclusion, we'll say the son inherits the what? So you see that this would be a male child who is referred to as the son. So we'll carry this one on the X chromosome. So it will be 6. So the son inherits the Y chromosome from his father. That one, he has a 50 chance of inheriting the X chromosome with the recessive allele, that one from his carrier mother. If he does, his genotype will be that, and he will be hemophiliac, despite both parents having a normal phenotype. Then we go to this question which came in 2021 school certificate. It says figure 5 shows 4 animal cells at different stages of mitotic division. So these are 4 different animal cells. So they are actually different. This one, this one, this one, this one. They are at their own stages. Okay. Then Roman numeral. Then A says name the structures labeled N and O. Like N is structure here. It says cell membrane. Then O, that one is a chromosome. Okay. Then we go to, so this one, these are chromosomes. That around is a cell membrane. Then we come to B. At which stages of mitotic division are cells 1 and 3? So when we come at cell 1, which mitotic division is it this cell? And then when we come to cell 3, at what mitotic division is it? Okay, so cell 1 is at the anaphase. Why? Because sister chromatids separate. So these sister chromatids separate and move to opposite poles. So they are moving to opposite poles. So they were together like a chromosome, one chromosome appear, they appear together as a pair, so they will be called sister. They will separate, each one will go to the other one, carrying the same alleles on their chromosome. Okay. Then three we are saying it is prophase. Why? We are saying chromosomes condense and become visible. So these chromosomes are condensing, they're becoming visible. Spindle fibers beginning to form. So there are those tumor fibers which actually holds um, the chromosome. Okay, so this one is at anaphase, this one is at prophase. Then we move on to the next question, C, which says a husband and wife were heterozygous for blood group A and B respectively. With the help of a genetic diagram, show the possible blood groups of their children. Okay, so if they say a husband and wife were heterozygous for blood group A and B respectively, it means the father was blood group A, then mother was blood group B. Now in this blood group A, it was carrying the allele. Instead of carrying AA, it was carrying AO. This one, instead of carrying just B, it was carrying BO. That's why they are heterozygous. Now, they need us to use a genetic diagram to show the possible blood groups of their children. Answer. So we are going to say heterozygous for blood group A means genotype B, this one, and the heterozygous for blood group B means this one. So the parental phenotype, blood group A and blood group B, that's what it will show. If you have A O, then it's blood group A. If you have B O, you have blood group B. Then we are going to look at the genotype. So this goes with the AO, this goes with the BO. Then we are going to look at the gametes. These are the gametes available. Then we'll have offspring phenotype. Offspring phenotype will be AB. We'll have AB, blood group AB, blood group A, blood group B, blood group O, as it will be shown by the table here. So in this table, the father, we are putting A, O, then the mother, this one, B, O. So they'll share. So here, it gave us O, B, it's fine. Then this one gave us B, A, B. Okay, this one, A, O, this one, O, O. So this is the one. So in answering, we go to the next question, which came in 2021 GCE. So the question was 5A, says name two traits in plants which show continuous, discontinuous variation. So variation, in biology we have what we call continuous variation and discontinuous variation. So to answer the question, answer, so they're saying name two traits in plants which show discontinuous variation. These are seed shape. Okay, either you have round or wrinkled. Then flower color, either you have red or white. So discontinuous, it means that the variation does not vary over a wide range of varieties or traits. That's what it means by discontinuous. While continuous variation, meaning that the traits vary over a given range, like height, size of the plant, they vary. But in terms of seed shape, it's either they are round or wrinkled. Then you cannot have many shapes. Then in flower color, usually it is either red or white. Okay, so these are discontinuous variation for plant. Then we come to Roman numeral 2, state two factors which cause variation in animals. So the two factors are genetic factors, which is inheritance. Then other one are environmental factors, e.g. diet or climate change. Then B, we have this question B, which says in humans, black hair is dominant of blonde hair. Using letters B and capital B and small letter b, show using a genetic diagram why a male parent with black hair and had some children with black hair and other children with blonde hair with his wife who had blonde hair. Okay, so there was a male parent had black, then the mother had blonde, then they're saying some children had black and other children had blonde. So we'll be using for black, this is the allele, then this is for blonde. Okay, so we'll show this using a genetic diagram. So answer, so say, okay, for the male parent with black hair to have some children with blonde hair, he must be heterozygous. So this one was heterozygous because he contributed to the child instead of having blonde. Okay, now what is it going to be? So we are going to say parent genotype, father, which is male, black hair, mother, female, blonde hair. Yes, then genotype, genotype. So for the black hair, it means it was heterozygous black. Then for the blonde, it means it was um, heterozygous blonde. So meaning the garments are these ones, then this will be the offspring children. So there will be two who have blonde, I mean black, two have blonde. Okay, so two black hair, two blonde hair. So this is how it was formed. The father had B, mother, BB. So this one, so the father has this one, okay, then the mother has this one. So in human, black hair is dominant over that, but they discovered that their children were blonde. It means the father had the heterozygous. So this will bring B capital B small, this one B capital B, or this one B small, this one, just like that. You understand how it is flowing. Then this is the conclusion. Yeah, so this is where we end with this biology revision. I hope it has helped you. For now, I'm just wishing you all the best. We have revised genetics. This is what you expect under question 5. For now, bye.